Okay guys, so we're going to take the retest entry here on this dip of this EMA pre-market high retest and then get in. Guys, I cannot get in. Which one is it? Okay, there we go. As traders, we are reactors, not predictors. We got to wait for a reaction in the market, wait for our support levels to get hit, and see how the market reacts at these levels. Theoretically, if price drops below this volume profile shelf, then price should go to the next support theoretically. You can see here, price did drop, and it actually did touch the next support of this gap fill. And it did actually work. We instantly hit this and bounced off it. Look at this volume. Sellers to control. Buyer stepping here with the major buyer volume right at the bottom of the support. Good morning, my fellow traders. Happy Thursday, almost Friday, and I hope you guys are enjoying this week so far, and I hope you guys enjoyed yesterday's vlog. Now, unfortunately, we were not able to post a video on Wednesday, but we did show you guys our P&L for yesterday's trades and Wednesday's trade as well, all in one video. So with all that being said, guys, we're going to dive into and share our screen and show you guys what we're watching for the market today, because SPY is already in an interesting area. It does look like it wants to fall here pretty soon, and let me show you guys exactly what I'm looking at here. So not only did I already post what I'm looking at in the Discord here, as you can see in the Trade Ideas tab, I told them what I'm looking at: calls basically above pre-market highs, puts basically below this general area, which is also like post market from yesterday's lows, or whatever the case is. Either way, this general area looks some good areas of some potential calls and puts. Plus there's a price gap here in the volume shelf or the volume profile. So one very interesting thing that I've been testing out here, and something that I'm going to test out in today's price action. Now there is a little bit of a safer area to take calls, which is 570, 140, and I'll show you guys that level here. I basically just plan on taking puts below this area and calls above this area with a strong candle closure for some strong confirmation above or below. And you can see there's even a price gap here in the volume shelf, which is pretty interesting and something that I'm going to watch and see what happens and what that means, because I also see that there's one here where theoretically, with the education I've been watching, that means that the price should just instantly move from one area to another pretty quickly. So what I mean by that, as you can see here, this is where a lot of orders are sitting. This is where a lot of buyers and sellers consistently buy and sell in this area. So there should be some consolidation, or price likes to run to these areas, right? So again, you can see that we broke from around here, and there's a massive gap here, big gap where there's not big spikes in the volume profile. So again, price just ran to the next area where there's a lot of buyers and sellers having their orders sitting around. So again, theoretically speaking, this gap here should be bouncing between these areas, so it should be easy to, I mean, now that I'm really thinking about it, it's kind of looking like a scalper's market. It's getting real tight, maybe just bouncing in between these areas. It probably would not be good to take puts below here and just get caught in all this chop. What I'm looking at, calls basically above pre-market highs, puts basically below this general area. Now taking calls above here actually does seem reasonable, so realistically I think I'm going to just stay safe on only eyeing calls above here. If we can fill this general volume profile gap, you guys can see what I'm trying to draw. I'm trying to draw this area where, you know, price could potentially break up above here and run all the way back up to there. So if that doesn't happen today and it's a seller's market, then it is what it is. I'll just be careful, because again, I'm just trying to see how these volume profiles work. Also, I'm just trying to not have analysis paralysis. And of course, if I see a bearish setup or have a potential idea for a put setup, then I will play it. I'm not trying to be biased. And of course, guys, as traders, we got to not be stuck on the market. We're not trying to predict the market again. Not here am I saying that I believe SPY is going to go up here to $5, $10 and I'm going to play puts. You know, no. I'm just saying I have my calls and my puts level, and whatever comes first, if buyers take control, I will wait for a break and retest. So with all that being said, the main point of what I'm trying to say here is the fact that, guys, as traders, we are reactors, not predictors. We got to wait for a reaction in the market, wait for our support levels to get hit, and see how the market reacts at these levels. If we're in a bearish market and price is trending majorly hard down to your support area, it's most likely not the safest thing to do is try to play calls. Yes, it might bounce for $1 or $2, but generally speaking, it's most likely going to continually follow that trend, and most of the times it does, which is why I like to actually wait for it to bounce. I like to wait for the reaction to see what it does. Yes, it bounces for a little bit, and then I wait for a breakdown below and wait for a retest at the area, and then take that entry for some more downside. So with all that being said, guys, let's see how this market opens. Opens in about 5 minutes, and I'll catch you guys here soon. Just using volume profile. This is from earlier at 6:10 a.m., 20 minutes before the market opens. You guys can see this is where market was on the 1 hour time frame on SPY. But as far as when it comes to this price gap of orders, what I'm trying to test out is the fact that theoretically, if price drops below this volume profile shelf, then price should go to the next support theoretically. which you can see here in the hourly time frame, price did drop and it actually did touch the next support of this gap fill. So now I'm curious what's gonna happen here. Is it gonna bounce? I can't take put, I don't wanna take puts. Reason being is because now look at all these orders sitting here, guys. Whereas if I wait for pre-market highs, you can see again, same thing, just like how there's here, there's a gap. So if I wait for that and wait for calls or wait for bulls to bounce off this area, then maybe I can wait for pre-market highs and take a nice call position to the upside. Even if it takes hours, I'll wait. There we go. So far, we're about to touch this 50 EMA. Volume's kicking in here pretty strongly. And one thing about that volume profile, guys, is look at that. Very nice. Very, very nice. Now, guys, check this out. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. I know most people, this goes over most people's heads, but all I'm looking at is a higher time frame and looking at the price gap. You can see we did fill this price gap and it did actually work. We instantly hit this and bounced off it. Look at this volume, price hit that area and bounced instantly. Now look at the volume kicking in here very strong. Now I have a trend line set. It still has a lot of noise to get through on, SPY still has a lot of noise to get through. It still has this area to get through a volume, has this trend line to get through, it has this support to break above. It has a lot of stuff to get through. But so far, it's looking pretty nice. So the hourly time frame just closed. And guys, one thing that I want you guys to notice, look at the volume here. Look at how many buyers are here compared to yesterday. Look at how yesterday was a red day. And look at how the volume here for buyers on this candle, when they tried to wick here, even with the volume profile being here, after it got rejected, it just lost there immediately. But look at how the buyers are trying to step in here, guys. They're trying to kick in, plus it's a hammer candle, plus it's a long wick. And we did do that gap fill on the hourly time frame as well. So I mean, guys, very simply, it's already breaking this little 15-minute time frame trend line. So on the 15-minute time frame as well, if you grab this trend from the top of this wick connected to this wick down here, it also even connects somehow simultaneously to this wick. And then again, you can either take the break and or you can even take an entry here, but this is not my trading style. I don't take trend trading. This is not my trading style. So with that being said, I'm still gonna wait patiently for this next volume profile gap to be filled on the hourly time frame. Then I'll take an entry and try to hold my best to the next volume profile gap. So with all that being said, guys, I'm just testing out today's video. I guess you could say it's just with volume profile. So honestly, that's what I'm gonna do. So let's see how it acts today, and let's just take some good trades today. So it looks like we're potentially gonna go for that gap fill to the upside. You guys can see that buyer is kicking in, and my patience is kicking in as well. I still have yet to take a single trade. Looking back, hindsight in favor, of course, I wasn't necessarily really paying attention. Look at the real entry here. So of course, like I mentioned in all my previous videos, if you didn't watch them, they're very educational and helpful. The fact that, look at this. I don't take my trades in the first 15 minutes of market being open, but again, sellers took control. Buyer stepped in here with the major buyer volume, right at the bottom of the support, pushing up, broke above the EMAs, breaking above support, and also breaking this trend here, which is on the 15-minute time frame. And look at the 5-minute, guys. Look at this. Look at the consolidation hold above these EMAs. Look at the candlesticks. Look at the long wicks, the downside holding perfectly, consolidating, and that is where I need to analyze to take my entries. But here we are at the point of control on the hourly time frame. And again, guys, all I'm watching really is this area right here. This, this gap fill. This general gap fill right here. This is a nice, decent gap fill. So we'll see what we can do with this. And so far, that's what we're gonna be looking at. Okay, guys, so here we are on SPY, retesting that pre-market high. So we had a very nice bounce here, strong push above, held on this point of control on this volume profile, even above this EMAs, got a nice strong push again. Here we are at pre-market highs, holding this general area, looking for a potential bounce, or at least just some confirmation that market does want to hold here. Now the hourly time frame looks amazing. So here's what I'm seeing on the hourly time frame. We're above this pre-market high levels, broke this trend on the 15-minute time frame, plus this candle is very massive with strong buyers, lots of buyer volume too. It's not even comparable to yesterday's buyer volume. Literally, this one's insane, right on the support as well. And I just need a nice dip entry of some, I need a strong dip down below before I actually do enter calls again. Okay, guys, so we're gonna take the retest entry here on this dip of this EMA pre-market high retest, and then get in. Guys, I cannot get in. Which one is it? Okay, there we go. So I guess we had to buy like $10 above. But anyways, we tried to catch the dip when we could. We told you guys. But I do have to use the restroom. We're going to pause it for now. We're going to update you guys with what happens. We got next week expirations. And this is our plan, guys. We're taking what we have to do. This is our trade plan. This is our trade idea. This is exactly what we said we're going to do. So we're going to take it. Look at that nice push already. There we go. 5%, guys. I wish I got that real dip entry. I tried to take it. I don't know why my computer's acting so slow, but guys, basically let me be the test dummy. Look at this. We're all watching it together as a pullback here. Now, most people probably would be a little bit concerned, and I'm not concerned at all. Now, I am only down basically or at break even here. You guys can see literally break even and watch it move to profit. So again, understand that I do understand how when you enter and it pulls back, how it can feel. But all you have to do is trust the trade plan. Now, of course, if this does go south on me and it does not go in my favor, I know exactly how much I'm willing to lose. Now, I entered in for 382. 10% stop loss on the $382 contract is $38. So I'm willing to lose $38 to try to gain over $100 on this trade, which is 30%. So we're gonna see how it goes, and I'll update you guys with this trade once it hits. So here we are hitting my stop loss, which is 10% here, 9% here, $33 loss. So we do have to potentially sell here. So we will watch it. 10% stop loss. Guys, we're gonna have to exit. I can't even cancel out of my order. Let's see if we can exit at this. Let's see if we can exit here. Come on, get in. Almost might have to do it on my phone the way it's just acting up. So unfortunately, guys, we had a bad field there. We will just take our loss on the chin and call it good. It is what it is. So we got a $47 cut on this trade, which should have been a lot better cut. You know, 'cause I was trying to get out at $39, $37, but for some reason my computer's so slow, it does not keep up with my talking and everything that's going on. But anyways, guys, we're gonna take that cut, call it good, and just end it there. To be very honest, since we're just gonna try to take our one-done trades. This one did not go in our favor, and we do not want to take anything else since this is what we were eyeing in the market, and it did not go into play. So here's that trade that I took on SPY. We broke it down earlier in the pre-market why we were bullish on this, as far as us trying to catch this retest entry dip. Now this dip keeps on dipping, guys. It is what it is, though. I don't really mind. We tried to catch the retest entry on this pre-market high level, which is 570, but look at that, thing's going crazy here. So check this out, guys. Look at this. So I'm gonna break it down on a 15-minute time frame, but the reason why we took calls here is because look at this nice 570 level. Look at this nice reactions here. We had the breakout here on that one day where I mentioned that people were most likely going to take calls, and had they did that, they definitely would have ate. Bounce on the support, nice strong bounce. Here we are breaking above pre-market highs. Try to take the catch there, but unfortunately just didn't get it. But here, guys, check this out on the 15-minute time frame. So again, this is why we entered ultimately. Hold above this, nice hold on the support. Strong buyers kicking in, break above this trend, retest on this trend line, push above. I tried to capture the retest here, but honestly, not sure where it's going. I mean, it might even come back down to this retest of this area, which I will not take it. So far, I'm glad I exited, guys, because look at that. This is why you need to just cut and take the loss. Because most people will probably be like, let me just hold it for a little bit more. No. Have you hold that a little bit more? Look how more down bad I would be. That's crazy. So here's my P&L on that trade here. I'm gonna load it up in my TradeZella, $47 loss. Literally just ate what we made yesterday, because yesterday we literally just made this as well. So it's what it is. We're gonna end it here, call it good, and I'll catch you guys on tomorrow's vlog.